This is a wonderful story today. We have a centurion who is in need of Jesus' help. He has a slave that has worked for him, and he is committed to the health and well-being of this slave. And the beauty in this is multi-leveled. It's a man of power and a man of prestige caring for someone that is beneath him in a social way. And he goes to Jesus, who is out of his culture and out of his world, to do precisely what he needs. And when he does that, he even amazes God himself, because he understands God's value, and he understands his value, and he understands the value of his underling. He knows that he's a man of power. He knows, this centurion knows he's a man of prestige, but he also sees the person who works for him as having value and worth of life and health, and he does what he can to better his underling. He also understands his value of God, and he knows, the centurion knows, that he is not God, and he doesn't have the power of God. True humility in this world is knowing our value and worth in relationship to others and to self and to God. And none of us is God, but we still have value and worth as being created beautifully and wonderfully. And those around us, despite degree, despite academics, despite wealth, and despite beauty, still have value and worth in the eyes of God, and should be afforded dignity, and should be afforded health, and should be afforded a way of life that brings them into a closer relationship with God. Today, we will embrace humility as it should be understood, and not as it's been meant to be understood, as being false and submissive, but seeing ourselves and others as beautifully and wonderfully made in a right and good relationship with God. God bless.